The bedrock of future security, unpacking the 8 principles of strategic allocation. Many approach their financial future with a mix of hope and a dash of anxiety. They might dabble in investments, perhaps spread their capital across a few familiar names, and then wait, hoping for the best. But is this truly investing, or is it closer to a hopeful gamble? Warren Buffett, a student of Benjamin Graham, understood that true investing requires more than just hope. It demands a disciplined approach, a strategy built on solid ground. Graham himself, in his seminal work, The Intelligent Investor emphasized the importance of adequate defenses and achieving an adequate return. This isn't about chasing fleeting gains. It's about building a fortress for your wealth. Today, we embark on a journey to explore not just asset allocation, but the deeper, more profound principles of strategic allocation. This is about understanding the architecture of your financial security, the fundamental blueprint that separates fleeting wealth from enduring prosperity. We will move beyond the common narrative of mere diversification, that often misunderstood concept of simply spreading risk thinly. Instead, we will delve into the deliberate, thoughtful placement of capital, aligning each component with specific, long-term objectives. Think of it less like scattering seeds and more like a seasoned general strategically positioning their forces for victory. This exploration is designed to equip you with an analytical framework, a robust system for constructing a portfolio that isn't just diversified, but truly resilient. A portfolio designed to withstand the inevitable tempests of the market and harness the quiet, persistent power of compounding. We aim to transform that underlying fear of the unknown, the uncertainty that often clouds financial decisions, into a profound sense of confidence. This confidence will stem not from blind faith, but from the clarity that comes with informed, data-driven decisions. What does it truly mean to allocate strategically, and how can these principles become the bedrock of your own future security? Principle 1. The margin of safety in allocation, beyond diversification's illusion. The common wisdom whispered in financial circles is that diversification is the key to reducing risk. It sounds comforting, doesn't it? Spread your baits and you're safe. But this often masks a deeper, more nuanced truth. While diversification is essential, simply scattering your capital across many assets without careful thought can lead to a portfolio that drifts towards mediocrity. True diversification, when applied strategically, is about creating a robust margin of safety within your allocation. This principle, a cornerstone of Benjamin Graham's investing philosophy, means building in a substantial buffer, not just against the expected, but against the unexpected, against market irrationality and unforeseen shocks. Consider the construction of a great bridge. Engineers don't design it to just support the weight of traffic they anticipate on an average day. They engineer it to withstand forces far exceeding that, to hold significantly more. In the realm of financial allocation, this translates to more than just holding different asset classes. It means thoroughly understanding their correlations, especially during times of market stress. We need to ensure our overall portfolio can absorb shocks that go far beyond the average market condition, much like a ship designed not just for calm seas, but for the fiercest storms. Let's debunk a pervasive myth that more diversification is always better. This often leads to owning a sprawling collection of assets that behave too similarly, diluting potential gains and creating a web of complexity without truly reducing risk. The reality is that a degree of intelligent concentration, holding assets that are strategically chosen and largely uncorrelated, can actually enhance your margin of safety. This isn't about reckless baits, it's about making deliberate choices within a diversified framework. The actionable step here is to map your current portfolio's correlation matrix. Understand which assets march in lockstep and then explore alternatives that offer genuine diversification benefits, particularly during market downturns. This is about building your own financial margin of safety, preparing your portfolio to absorb shocks, much like a seasoned sailor adjusts their sails to a storm, not by fearing it, but by respecting its power and preparing accordingly. This is the first pillar of strategic allocation. Principle 2. The economic moat of your portfolio, capital allocation's unseen defenses. Just as a successful company possesses an economic moat, that durable competitive advantage protecting its profits and market share, your portfolio's allocation strategy must embody its own set of formidable defenses. This principle shifts our focus from merely placing capital to identifying and allocating resources to those types of assets and strategies that exhibit sustainable, long-term advantages. These are the elements that will resist erosion from relentless competition and the ever-shifting tides of market cycles. Picture a well-designed fortress. Its true strength doesn't lie solely in the sheer number of soldiers it houses, but in its strategic architecture. Think of high, unassailable walls representing barriers to entry for market competitors, a deep, wide moat symbolizing the inherent unpredictability of economic cycles, and carefully guarded gates that control the flow of liquidity. We will draw upon on analogies from competitive strategy to illuminate how a deliberate, strategic approach to capital allocation builds these crucial moats for your wealth. Here lies a hidden truth. Many allocation strategies are built upon historical averages, data points that often fail to account for profound structural shifts in the global economy, relying solely on past performance without critically considering evolving landscapes, be it technological disruption, geopolitical realignments, or changing consumer behaviors, can leave your carefully constructed moat alarmingly vulnerable to new and unforeseen threats. In practical terms, this means evaluating your allocation through the lens of sustainability. Does your strategy benefit from the powerful, self-reinforcing engine of compounding growth? Is it optimized for tax efficiency, minimizing the drag on your returns? Does it benefit from inherently low costs that competitors cannot easily replicate? We will explore key metrics that help assess the moat strength of different asset classes and strategic approaches. Ultimately, strategic allocation is not simply about spreading capital around, it's about fortifying it. By understanding and actively building these economic moats into the very structure of your portfolio, you create a defensive perimeter that not only protects but actively grows your wealth, ensuring it remains resilient against the plundering forces of market volatility and economic change. Principle 3. The time arbitrage, unlocking compounding through strategic allocation timing. Compounding is often hailed as the eighth wonder of the world, a force of nature that can transform modest savings into significant wealth. Yet, it's true, astonishing power is not unleashed through passive holding alone. It is unlocked through strategic allocation. This principle delves into how the timing of our allocation decisions, not speculative market timing, but deliberate, strategic timing, can profoundly impact the trajectory of long-term wealth accumulation. Think of it like cultivating a forest. A wise forester doesn't simply scatter seeds haphazardly and hope for the best. They meticulously choose the right soil, plant at the optimal season, and ensure proper spacing to foster robust growth. In a similar fashion, strategic allocation involves placing capital at opportune moments. This means considering the broader economic cycles, the prevailing valuations of assets, and critically, your own personal life stages. By doing so, you maximize the growth season for your investments, allowing them to flourish. The pervasive notion of set it and forget it investing, while appealing in its simplicity, can be detrimental. While a long-term perspective is absolutely crucial, completely forgetting your allocation strategy can lead to missed opportunities. Inertia in your portfolio can mean foregoing crucial rebalancing windows or failing to adapt your strategy as market regimes shift. This lack of strategic adjustment can effectively stunt your compounding growth, preventing it from reaching its full potential. Here's an actionable insight. Implement a disciplined rebalancing schedule that transcends simple percentage targets. Consider valuation thresholds and significant macroeconomic shifts as intelligent triggers for strategic reallocation. This is about actively and intelligently harvesting gains when opportunities arise and reinvesting capital at more favorable points in the cycle. Strategic allocation is, therefore, an active form of stewardship over time. By understanding and leveraging time arbitrage, using periods of relative value or stability to your distinct advantage, you ensure your capital is not merely invested, but strategically positioned to harness the relentless, inspiring power of compounding, thereby building a future that grows robustly and securely with the passage of time. Principle 4. The behavioral damper, allocating to counteract your own biases. The most formidable adversary to even the most meticulously crafted allocation strategy often resides not in the unpredictable currents of the market, but within the investor themselves. This principle is dedicated to understanding how strategic allocation can function as a proactive behavioral damper. It's about designing your financial architecture to preemptively neutralize the impact of cognitive biases, those insidious psychological tendencies that so frequently sabotage sound financial decision-making. Imagine a skilled pilot engaging an autopilot. The autopilot doesn't negate the pilot's expertise. Rather, it provides a steady, unwavering baseline. It prevents impulsive, emotional reactions to unexpected turbulence. In much the same way, a strategically designed allocation acts as a stabilizing force. It establishes predefined rules and structures that help override knee-jerk emotional responses. When fear grips the market or greed beckons, your strategy, built on logic, remains steadfast. We must expose the insidious greed-fear cycle that ensnares so many investors. Common biases like loss aversion, the powerful urge to cling to losing investments far too long, and FOMO, the fear of missing out on perceived opportunities, can lead directly to suboptimal allocation decisions. Recognizing these psychological traps is the critical first step toward neutralizing their influence through a robust, unemotional strategy. A powerful practical strategy here is to implement pre-commitment. This means defining your allocation rules, your specific rebalancing triggers, and your unwavering long-term targets before market stress ever materializes. This systematic, predetermined approach acts as a potent behavioral damper, ensuring that your investment decisions are rooted in logic and foresight, not the fleeting winds of emotion. True financial security transcends mere market performance. It hinges on the resilience of your decision-making process. By strategically embedding these behavioral safeguards into your allocation, you construct an inner fortress, meticulously protecting your long-term goals from the turbulent storms of your own psychology. Principle 5. The Systemic Resilience Score, allocating for a changing world. In our current era, one marked by increasing interconnectedness and profound complexity, a deep understanding of systemic risks is no longer an academic exercise. It is an absolute necessity. This principle elevates our focus beyond the performance of individual assets. It emphasizes the critical importance of allocating capital not merely for the potential gains of isolated investments, but for the overall, robust resilience of your entire portfolio against broader economic, geopolitical, and even environmental shocks. Consider the intricate design of a modern city's infrastructure. Planners don't just focus on building roads. They meticulously construct redundant power grids, robust water systems, and comprehensive emergency response networks. Strategic allocation for systemic resilience mirrors this approach. It involves constructing a portfolio with interconnected layers of protection, proactively anticipating and mitigating risks that possess the potential to cascade throughout the entire financial system, causing widespread disruption. We must acknowledge the significant blind spot often present in mainstream financial analysis. Many traditional allocation models tend to overlook the profound impact of black swan events, those rare, unpredictable occurrences with severe consequences. They also frequently fail to account for the compounding effects of multiple, seemingly unrelated risks. Think of the cascading impacts of climate change on global supply chains, or the destabilizing influence of geopolitical tensions on energy prices. This principle is designed to systematically fill that crucial analytical gap. As an actionable framework, we propose developing a systemic resilience score for your allocation strategy. This involves assessing diversification not just across traditional asset classes, but critically across geographies, diverse industries, and even distinct business models that exhibit a lesser susceptibility to common systemic shocks. It also means actively considering assets that have historically demonstrated the potential to perform well during periods of widespread crisis. Securing your future financial well-being means building a financial structure that can steadfastly withstand the unpredictable nature of our world. By moving beyond simplistic diversification and focusing intently on systemic resilience, your strategic allocation transforms from a mere growth engine into a powerful shield, ensuring your wealth endures through the inevitable shifts and formidable challenges of the global landscape. The Strategic Allocation Blueprint, your foundation for enduring wealth. We have journeyed together through the essential principles that form the bedrock of strategic allocation. We've explored the profound importance of building a margin of safety, creating a buffer against the unpredictable. We've learned to fortify our portfolios with economic moats, ensuring durable advantages for our capital. We've uncovered how to leverage time arbitrage, strategically positioning our investments to maximize the power of compounding. We've recognized the necessity of acting as a behavioral damper, shielding our decisions from emotional impulses. And finally, we've emphasized ensuring systemic resilience, preparing our wealth for the inevitable shifts and shocks of a complex world. These are not mere theoretical constructs. They are the practical embodiment of timeless wisdom. As Warren Buffett, a modern disciple of Benjamin Graham, famously advises, Rule No. 1. Never lose money. Rule No. 2. Never forget Rule No. 1. Strategic allocation is the very essence of these rules. It provides the structural integrity, the robust framework necessary not only to protect your precious capital, but to foster its consistent, enduring growth over the long term. This disciplined approach is fundamentally different from the fleeting pursuit of trends or the reactive responses to the constant noise of the market. Instead, it is about the deliberate construction of a robust, data-driven framework, a framework that meticulously aligns your capital with your deepest, long-term objectives. By embracing these principles, you transform the pervasive uncertainty that often surrounds financial futures into tangible opportunity. We encourage you to implement these principles not as rigid, unyielding dogma, but as a dynamic, evolving guide. Continuously refine your allocation strategy. Let it be informed by evidence, by unwavering logic, and by a deep, ever-growing understanding of the powerful forces shaping our financial landscape. Remember, your secure and prosperous future is not something you simply find. It is something you meticulously build, principle by principle, decision by decision. What is the first, most critical step you will take today to strengthen your strategic allocation blueprint?